I'm in a pickle right now. Let me give you some backstory around this so you understand. About 3 years ago, my dad outgrew his old sweatpants, and they're kind of getting old or whatever. So he decided to buy new ones, and he just handed me down his old ones. So I was like, hey, I'll take some clothes. And after wearing them for the first time, I quickly realized that they are the greatest invention that humankind has ever created. Not sweatpants in general. I mean, specifically, this pair of sweatpants that has lasted the test of time, at least so far. And that's really what my problem is. As you can see, with like the frayed ends along the waistline and the holes, whoops, forming right over here. This pair of sweatpants that has been the crowning jewel, this has been my treasure for several years, is deteriorating, and one day it will likely combust randomly, and I will no longer have pants. You might be saying, oh man, just go pick up another pair of sweatpants. There's none like this, apparently. Apparently, as I've found out, because I've stopped at everywhere, bro. I've stopped at Walmart, Target, and that's like every retail store. None of them there. What else have I done? Just a few weeks ago, I actually went on Amazon, because I was like, okay, maybe since this is apparently an obscure brand, that they'll have like some listing there, but no, I had to settle for some other sweatpants because I was already running low on sweatpants anyway. Because I like sweatpants, I guess. Here, you might be thinking that I'm overhyping this, and I probably am because I'm probably really biased about these pants. But let me shill for them a little bit. Let me give you my top few reasons why these pants are absolutely amazing. Number one, probably can't see it on the tag because my camera's really low quality right now, but 100% cotton. This is 100% cotton, and it feels great. Number two, the legs have this nice elastic little like turtleneck, sort of like a hoodie, I guess. It's really weird, but it feels really nice on your legs, and it's like it doesn't let any breezes or anything go up there. It's kind of nice when you just want to be warm. Number three, this is kind of weird. You have to get used to over time. This is the front of the pants, and it doesn't have the pee-pee hole. It doesn't have that at all. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, this is where the legs break, and there's just no pee-pee hole here. It's kind of weird to get used to, but still kind of nice. I got used to it over time, and I still think it's pretty cool. I don't really think there's any other features other than it's a nice fit on me. This is like perfect size for my height, whatever their stupid sizing on this is. Medium. Perfect size, apparently. This is going to be my journey, because since I've had so much trouble in the past, I can imagine that I'm gonna have a lot more trouble trying to track down a pair of sweatpants just like this. So I thought I'd document it. Welcome to the research lab, also known as my computer, where I researched a lot today, and I found out some info about where to find these sweatpants. So I started naturally by looking at the tags, and I took some pictures for you so you can see. The brand is City Streets. It's 100% cotton in case you didn't believe me for whatever reason. We have a model number, I'm pretty sure, right here, and the supplier number. So with that info, I started on Google, and I looked up City Streets, and JCPenney kept popping up. And I learned that City Streets is actually a brand owned entirely by JCPenney, and it's only available in JCPenney stores. So naturally, I went on the JCPenney website, and I tried to find anything on City Streets related to this, but after searching for that brand and filtering the item type to the two that were closest to it, there was nothing else that really sort of said sweatpants. There isn't really any results here. It's like you can look at something like these jogger pants right here, and they are 100% cotton, but they're definitely not the same thing. If you couldn't tell that by the color, you can tell that by the legs right here that don't have like the turtlenecked elastic on it. So next I was like, man, I am in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what to do now. So I decided looking up that model number from before, and there's no results for it, naturally. So I looked up the supplier number instead, and I actually did find a few brands all owned by JCPenney that share the same supplier, of course, that makes sense. and I found a listing on eBay for this City Streets shirt that's, what was it, 100% cotton. I don't know why I keep honing in on that, but that's what it is. So I decided to take a look through eBay. I searched for City Streets sweatpants, just to see what would come up. And there's a bunch of different kinds of pants, and there was only 2 real results that had what I was looking for. And the first one, as you'll see, looks a lot like my sweatpants. Here, let me get a front view on these, right? Those look kind of like my sweatpants. They're the same color, they look like they have the same waistband, probably ow, I just hit my knuckles on the table. Probably the same elastic around here and the turtlenecking. I keep calling it turtlenecking. And as you see, it looks to be all about right. Except that these are women's sweatpants size XXL. Which, I'm not sure if you noticed, I am a medium. I'm pretty sure that XXL would not fit me. Especially since I like these pants so much because of their snug fit and like the perfect height for me. So I don't think I'd like that much. And I found this, which is, again, size XL. But this one actually came with a tag on it, and I know to be very careful now because some of these sweatpants aren't 100% cotton. They are 60% cotton and 40% polyester, and I couldn't really make out the model number on this because it's really blurry. It looks to start the same way, like 9-3, and it ends with 7-7, but I couldn't really tell what that middle number is. At first glance, I thought it was a 6, but maybe it's an 8, maybe it's the same as this. I can't really tell. I just don't know. So that's everything I found out today, and I think that's a lot of information, and I'm gonna try to find something out tomorrow. So I've journeyed about 20 miles to my nearest JCPenney. It's really hot out. I just hope that maybe they're gonna have these pants in the store, and like they didn't have them online. I don't know. We'll see what I find. Yeah. So I looked around for about half an hour, and this is what we found. It's the Arizona Jean Company, which has the same supplier as the City Streets joggers did. And I settled for these because I was looking everywhere. I looked all along the walls and like everything. I couldn't find anything branded with City Streets. So I ended up asking the customer service rep that they had at like the kiosk in the middle of it. And she was like, yeah, well, if you check along those walls, that's all we have for City Streets, and we might be in stock later. So I don't know. So I just settled for 2 pairs of these because they feel exactly the same. I checked the tags, they're 100% cotton. And there's only like a few minor differences. They have like this weird, they have the drawstrings on the inside, and they're also really high quality drawstrings compared to the ones I have, which is a bonus. And they have this weird back pocket, which doesn't exist on that, but I feel like I might get some use out of that, I think. I don't really know. This is all just really weird, and I honestly don't know if I'm ever gonna find another pair of the City Streets joggers that I had before, the sweatpants. Now that I got these, it's time to put on your tinfoil hats, because I have the craziest conspiracy theory of all time, relating to these pants, of course. If you go on the JCPenney website, where we looked previously, and there was no City Streets jogger pants at all that matched what we were looking for, you will find Arizona Jean Company jogger pants that are actually the same ones that I bought. These are available on the JCPenney website. Here is my master conspiracy theory laid out in the only way possible that I know how to illustrate it, in paint. So as you can see, I've written it down here, but for those uninitiated in set theory, JCPenney owns both City Streets and Arizona. They're under the umbrella of JCPenney, but I think that the jogger pants that City Streets produced were somehow shifted as a product over to Arizona Jean Company instead, and now they own that product, and there's no such thing as City Streets jogger pants anymore. That is my ultimate conspiracy theory. They are made out of the same material. They're made by the same supplier. I'm not sure if the number on the thing is the same. It might be.
Hey, so that thing that I kept calling the model number, the RN number, it turns out that that's actually just a number to verify that the brand is like registered with the Federal Trade Commission. But they do have the same RN, because this middle number that I wasn't so sure about, I said it was an 8 earlier, but if I'm looking at it now and I really think it's a 6. But yeah, they do have the exact same, which is probably to be expected since they're all owned by the same place.
There's just way too many coincidences here. I don't want to believe it, but I'm gonna have to believe it. This has led me down a rabbit hole that I cannot believe. JCPenney, I've uncovered your deepest, darkest secrets, and I'm coming for you. Okay, maybe not that last part, but I am kind of upset because they aren't exactly the same, but I guess it all comes down to what I think of the new jogger pants, really. So let me try them on. So I decided to spend a day, or rather half a day and a night, with the pants just to give them a fair review. I didn't just want to, go off my initial feelings with them, and there's a few things that I did notice about these. Number one, the drawstring on the inside, I actually do like that a lot. That is actually a great feature, and they should have had it on the old pants. It's just kind of weird whenever you have your drawstring just hanging out in front of you, I usually just tucked it back in anyway. Number two, though, this might sound weird. The material on the pants is too soft. And I'm not sure if it's because I've only had these for a day and they haven't been through the washer like an infinite amount of times and they haven't been worn down over time, but the material on the inside and the outside of the pants is just too soft for me. And I don't know how to describe it, but this feels like a blanket when it should feel more close to jeans than a blanket. Do you know what I mean? Not exactly like jeanish, but I think it's actually just because I haven't washed it enough. I know it sounds stupid that it's too soft, but it's actually a downside. I like having it feel more like pants than I'm walking in a pillow every day. Number three, I still don't understand the back pocket. It's just one back pocket, by the way. I'm not sure if I made that clear in the video. It's just this one. I don't know what I would put in there. Number four, this is probably just me imagining this in my head, trying to come up with something, but you see how loose this is around my legs, especially my ankles? I mean, not loose in this way, because that's what I like. I'm happy with this. This is good looseness, horizontally. Vertically, the looseness is making me think that maybe their medium size is a bit taller than expected for me, a 4'1" little person who can't. I feel like my brain's just making this up, and that it was just as loose on the other pants because I haven't worn them since. So what's the final rating on this? This had some ups, this had some downs, this had some I really don't knows. I am in this current state, which I know I said I wasn't gonna judge for like how I feel in the moment, but in this current state, the pants are still not as good as my old ones. But I feel like in a few months' time, these will overtake the old ones. If you know the feel on the inside and outside changes, if the I find a use for the back pocket, and who knows, maybe I'm gonna grow 3 or 4 inches overnight. Then it'll fit perfectly. But that's where my journey really ends. I've been looking for the past day also still to try and find and track down any pair of the old City Streets sweatpants, but there seems to be no signs, which also looks to confirm my conspiracy theory that I laid out earlier in the video, but I don't know. If you guys ever find any trace of these still actually being produced, then I guess I'll have a second video. But other than that, we can just assume that our JCPenney overlords have taken away the greatest gift that the heavens have ever bestowed upon us and transformed them into something slightly less better, but maybe soon to become better. So maybe we should be happy, maybe we shouldn't. Who knows? That's the lesson of today. Bye.